And Eamon Ryan.
Indeed, I was following the debate from my own office. I was listening with interest to the various speeches, and I'd have to say our party will not be supporting and voting for it. And it is along the lines of what Deputy Daly and Wallace have just said, the belief that the best antidote, the best contribution we can make to countering terrorism, which I understand is the key objective in the establishment of this fund and the distribution of monies, is to actually use the position we have, which is a very good position in our relationship, particularly with the Arab world, with people in the Middle East. We met yesterday, the Cancorla had a delegation which met with the Egyptian parliamentary delegation. They were here in return for the visit we had done last year, and actually in the sideline meeting with that I happened to meet the Sudanese, Moroccan and a number of other ambassadors from the Middle East, and I just was reflecting on it, that the only way really of developing this long-term secure relationship between Europe and the Middle East, which is the particular area of concern I think that people have, is actually through some of the diplomatic and just the cultural and the political culture that we bring to that relationship. I think we are in a unique position to try and provide a different perspective as to what provides security. And I'm afraid, while I'm a strong supporter of the European Union, I believe it may be making the wrong investment and the wrong course in terms of the whole security approach that's been taken, including particularly maybe the whole frontier, the border control. The way to kind of deal with the very complex and difficult migration problem we face is by ensuring the security and stability and democratic advancement and peaceful development of all those countries on our southern border. I don't believe a kind of a security-led approach is going to work. Similarly, when it comes to fighting terrorism, I listened to what Deputy O'Callaghan was saying, but have we learnt nothing in this country? But we've learnt that actually the way you address terrorism is to address the root causes. And I think a security-led approach to the fear and the threat of terrorism is going to be counterproductive. And that's not to denigrate the good work the guards do and the need for them to maintain intelligence and other resources, but I think we have a real capability to present a different perspective in how it's done. And we will vote on that basis, standing up for investments in overseas aid, standing up for investment in really close political dialogue and cooperation, and not holding up our noses if, with any one regime necessarily, trying to listen and talk to, even sometimes where regimes you wouldn't necessarily agree with. You're better to engage and to engage in dialogue and to engage in peaceful diplomatic process. That's been the strength of the European Union, and I fear that while we need to strengthen and develop our union, I don't think the right way is in radical, rapid, advanced security cooperation, as we're seeing in PESCO, as we're seeing in the likes of this fund. And indeed, I know that there's other talk in Europe about further, even deeper cooperation in a whole range of different areas. So we stand up to oppose the motion, to support an alternative, positive, what I think is more practical and a more, it will work, approach to security provision. A friend of mine had worked for many years in Afghanistan in aid work. And there's one sentence she said to me recently. I was asking her, she was working with the American Army there, and I was asking her what did the generals think. And I think one general high level there had said to her, having been there in the country for about 5 or 10 years, and she said, and the general said, if I had only 1,000 aid workers, it would be the worth of 10,000 Marines. And I think that's true. And I think surely, and I think we bring that political perspective, and it goes right back to our roots in terms of Irish nationalism was born in the same early part of the 19th century. There's a lot in common with Irish nationalism and Arab nationalism. We have that position in place, and I think we can help address this terrorist issue by applying that thinking rather than going down a heavily securitised route. Thank you.